Yo, guys, what's going on? Good morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you are at. People, I guess, ask me every day, EK, what are you farming for? Why are you still going for weapons from different seasons? Why you doing raids? Why you doing black armory things? And here we are, man. This video basically is going to go through that. I'm just going to give you a breakdown of why I was searching for these things and why I feel like they might be really good next season. They might be something that you want to use throughout your whole time and the rest of Destiny. So here we go. I'm gonna drop it here. All right. First thing that I've been going after is weapons with disruption break, and not just weapons with disruption break. I've been going after primary ammo weapons with disruption break. What does that mean? That means weapons such as SMGs, ARs, scout rifles, sidearms, things that I know that can be put into the artifact. Why do I want these things? I want these things because I wanted to use it against champions. All right. This season we have scouts, we have pulse rifles, and we have bows. There's a huge list here of weapons, right? You even see some fusions. I'm never gonna use fusions. There's also the trophy hunter, and there's the most epic rocket launcher. Am I really ever gonna use that? Not really. But am I gonna use my ring and nail? Of course. Am I going to use Uriel's gift? Of course, right? Am I gonna use a Kindle Orchid? Yes. Calicia Noblici, it is the only scout that has it, but more than likely I will use it. Now, there's a lot of speculation that next season sidearms are going to be on the artifact, right? Right now, the artifact, as you can see, has on bows, scout rifles, pulse rifles, and then we have the overload with SMGs and ARs. And then, it has like the linear fusion, target, and all that jazz. Next season, though, more than likely, sidearms are going to be there because they're the missing piece, right? So people are, everyone's kind of anticipating that. The one thing for me about sidearms, I feel, is range. So if I go into endgame, I don't know if that's going to be something that I'm going to want to use. All right. Who knows? Because when it comes down to just when it comes down to Destiny, and whenever we get like a new power bump, the first few days are like pretty tricky, and I like to make my job or me going through 980s a lot simpler. Now, I've noticed that for me, it's pretty simple. I get in there with my friends, we do what we need to, we tackle it down, and people are like, oh man, how you guys running through all this stuff so quick? Like, what were you guys doing? Right? And I look at it this way. If I can make a video that can help someone out and they can kind of get in a group and, tackle these things, why not? So in this video, my job is to show you why disruption break matters and some of the combos of things that you can put together to kind of make it a stronger thing. All right. This season, we ended up getting mods, right? We got mods this season that is called Charge of Light. And with Charge of Light comes with something called High Energy Fire. High Energy Fire basically gives you a 20% bonus to your weapons, right? Here's the cool part. High Energy Fire does not stack with well, right? But it stacks with a tether. It stacks with a bubble, and the highest place that you can put it is that it stacks with a bubble, a tractor cannon, or divinity, and then on top of it, it adds to the disruption break buff as well. So what I'm gonna do here in this video, I'm gonna show you basically the difference in damage from each weapon. All right, and then I'm gonna go through suggestions for rolls on weapons. I also want to show you all the weapons that you can get with disruption break. I went out and I tracked them down. All right. Besides every wicked moment, it does get disruption break. I don't have one with it, but I have a callus mini tool with disruption break on it. I have a Uriel's gift with disruption break on it. I have a Traveler's Judgment with Disruption Break on it. Kinder Orchid, Ringing Knell, and Calice Noblesse. All right. The cool thing about this is that Disruption Break actually works on barrier champions. So there's going to be a section where I'm going to try to go into one of the ordeals and see if there's a barrier champion there, so I can kind of show you how much damage you can actually input out. On my gear currently, on my chest piece, I put on Taking Charge, meaning if I pick up an orb, I get Charge of Light. Remember, that's a 20% bonus right there. High Energy Fire is on my class item right now. The cool thing about this suit, if you're watching this video, is that you want to possibly save some of this gear for the future, because these mods are pretty freaking awesome, right? But let me stop talking. Let me show you some things here. All right. So here we go. I am going to take this gentleman's shield off, right? But I'm not going to do it with my Disruption Break weapon. All right. I'm going to take his shield off with a gun that does not have Disruption Break. All right. We're going to take it off so you can see the normal damage. The normal damage is 17,139. Now, what's going to happen here is I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to use a Disruption Break weapon, all right? So now I'm going to use a Disruption Break weapon on this guy's shield, and then I'm going to shoot him one time so you guys can see the difference once again. So now I'm going to switch over back to the mini tool, and I'm going to take off his shield. And as you can see here, the damage is 25,709. That's basically like a 67% buff right there. Now I'm gonna do the same thing, but Blue's gonna track them before I snipe him. So here we go. As you can see, my damage went up to 33,000. Right? Remember, the initial number was only 17,000. Now I'm gonna put up a bubble. I'm gonna take off the shield, and Blue's gonna track her. And you guys can see that the number went up to 45,000. That is almost 3 times the damage, right? Now imagine being in, imagine being in a Nightfall or something like that, or doing an ordeal, and you could do that to a champion depending on what's on the artifact. Now we forgot one thing here. I didn't even have Charge of Light, so we're gonna do the same thing, and then we're gonna see where that 17,000 goes. All right. So I'm gonna create some orbs of light here that I can pick up. All right, let me see. There goes one. I'm Charge of Light, and I'm Charge of Light. I'm gonna get my bubble back. And we're gonna stack Charge of Light, bubble, Disruption Break, and everything else, so you guys can kind of see what I mean by this. Alright, so my bubble's up. I'm going to take off the shield. Alright, Blue's going to tractor. You can see the damage. Basically, it went up. I just want to say that this is the craziest combo I've ever seen in my life. Right? Now I'm going to put on Izanagi. Alright. And we're gonna see the generic damage on Izanagi. So I'm not gonna stack anything with it. Let me see if I get rid of my Charge of Light. Okay. I'm just gonna take off his shield. I'm gonna hit him with generic Izanagi shot. All right. Oof! I almost just took him out with Disruption Break. So it does 68,000. Right? Izanagi shot is at 68,000. All right, let's take this guy out. And we are going to stack all these things together. I need to get a bubble once again. And you can kind of see the just the number in Izanagi kind of fly up, like it's going to go through the roof. And the reason why I say this is because when we do in-game activities and our champions, most of the time we have to hit them once, or we have to team shot them, or we need an extra person there, or like someone has to shoot the shield off. But with this, you can basically one-shot these guys. All right, so I'm gonna pick up an orb. I am now charged with light. I'm gonna put up this bubble. I'm gonna take off his shield, and then Blue's gonna tractor him. And as you can see, my damage went up. I mean, it became a one shot. I went from 60,000 something to 215,000 something. So that kind of brings in the magic of using disruption break on weapons. The mini tool, if you can get one with like maybe armor piercing or high cal, be awesome. If we're going through URLs, same thing. The second row for URLs doesn't have anything too crazy to use. The perfect gun that I've noticed is that Traveler's Judgment seems to have auto-loading holster. So if you think about this, when you shoot off a shield on an enemy, you're gonna want to use your heavy or your kinetic to do something with it. And guess what? It's perfect because now that you have the gun stowed away, it's gonna be reloaded. And you proc disruption break, so you can kind of do things with your other weapons. So Traveler Judgment seems to have that like nice perk pool there. So like a far point, armor piercing, auto loading, disruption break with a ranged master or Traveler Judgment would be something that I would recommend. Then you have the Kindred Orchid, which has Surrounded on it. Surrounded is not bad. Be nice to see auto loading, but Surrounded disruption break would be awesome. And with Ring and Nail, there's a bunch of different perks that you could probably do, but armor piercing once again is one of the things that I would go for. If possible, I do know that you can get like a dragonfly rampage one, right? So imagine like having a dragonfly disruption break or something like that, but then you're not getting anything really out of it, which is why I think Under Pressure is actually not bad for me, because you get improved stability as accuracy gets lower. The Callus Noblesse, I am not a huge fan of. I have tried it. It does work well. You can get multi-kill clip and disruption break. I wish it was on maybe a precision, a scout, or even a lightweight scout. But this was the only option in the game. But as you can see here, if you get to put all these things together, having charge of light, having disruption break, just having those two things, you don't need a bubble. But if you have these things, you can definitely put out more damage. So if you have a few weapons like this in the vault, you should definitely save them, especially for next season. And it is smart to save gear from this season for next season, because Charge of Light is a really good thing to have, especially in the world of Destiny. All right, and that's it for me. Thank you for watching this video. See ya.